Hey Mesa, your target is now minutes away. Visit us at
Can you guys hear me now? Is that better? Okay, yeah, I think, yeah, that fixed it. Okay. Oh, I don't know what was going on. Y'all should be able to hear me now, I hope. Okay, good, good. I don't know what's happening. What is this on my screen, bro? Okay, so it's glitched. Great. Why is it glitched like that? No idea, but let's see. All right, that's better. Do we finally get an X-Men cast announcement tonight? Do we finally get an X-Men casting announcement tonight? Ahsoka season 2, January 20th, chat. When is season 1? That was 2023. So almost 3 years. I think, pretty sure it came out towards May, towards the summer. I'm pretty sure spring or summer. Beauty and the Beast prequel. Okay. This was so iconic, bro. 6 members of the X-Men will officially appear on stage together. Let's see if this actually happens. Let's see if this actually happens. Okay. Chat, wait, what do y'all think about the Wolverine game? If you're on PS5, because if you're on Xbox, you can't play it around. I'm saying, looks all right. Let's see. Apparently, the Star Wars Starfighter teaser is a minute long. Or yeah, teaser is a minute long. Apparently, it's gonna come out tomorrow as well. Copping Wolverine. I'm about to play it. It looks. I just don't know the way the blood looks from that one gameplay demo they showed. The blood just looks too cartoony to me, but it might grow on me. Star Wars Starfighter trailer tomorrow. Chat W's. Apparently. All right, let's watch the trailer for this. Chat. Bro, when I swear this not swear, but Eclipse was announced back in 2022, I'm pretty sure. Star Wars Eclipse. Pretty sure this was announced in 2022. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was announced in 2022 and just no updates from this at all. Y'all use Xbox or PS? Xbox all day. Grew up on Xbox. I did have a PlayStation. I had a PS4. I have a PS2. I just haven't used it in a while. Then I had a PS3. I had a 360 as well. I had a PS4, Xbox One, but I haven't had a PS5 yet. Let's watch this trailer though. Let's see how it's looking like. Wait, isn't this the same one they showed when it got announced? This has to be the same one when it got announced, right? You said this was new? Wait, this might be new. Well, I don't remember this shot being the first trailer. Bro, chat. Look at how beautiful this looks. Please. Yes, it's a new game. Well, it got announced 4 years ago at this point, but it's been in development since then. Welcome in, Block. Welcome in. Right now, we're just watching some trailers and stuff that was released earlier until the actual panel starts, because it says 7. It's not starting until 7:30. But we just watching this for now. But this game does look good. I'm pretty sure this is only gonna be a story game though. I don't think this is gonna be a multiplayer. But graphically, I don't think this is gonna come out till next gen consoles are out. If I'm being honest. When will the Avengers Doomsday trailer be released? It's supposed to be released tonight after the panel. I don't know if it's supposed to be released during the Doomsday panel when they're gonna show it, or it's supposed to be released after. But apparently, it's been said everywhere it's gonna be released tonight. RDJ and Kevin Feige even teased it. They teased it themselves. They took a selfie and they had the trailer behind them. They had a shot from the new trailer behind them, so it should be released tonight. It's supposed to be the same one from Comic-Con. So if you guys have seen the leaks, it's gonna be that same trailer. That's what they've been saying. So hopefully we do get a new trailer tonight. Watch it on stream, react to it. And yeah, we're also supposed to be getting the Vision Quest trailer tonight. And I'm a hype for Vision Quest 2. So we're getting the Vision Quest and Doomsday trailers, plus the X-Men announcement. Hopefully the X-Men casting announcement. Hopefully. Which I feel they have to do, because by 2027 they have to already be filming. If the rumored date for May 5th is when the X-Men film is supposed to come out, they have to announce it this year, because they're gonna have to be filming starting most likely the beginning of next year or middle of next year before Comic-Con. So they have to announce it tonight. They have to announce the cast tonight. All right, W trailer. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. See, that's why I said, yeah, same trailer released 5 years ago. Yeah. W's chat. Let's see. I wonder why they're not releasing this tonight. I mean, they're probably that's probably because they don't want to overshadow some stuff. Even though Star Wars is not going to overshadow anything Marvel does at this moment in age. But hopefully Star Wars Starfighter is good. Star Wars, I haven't been really. Do you know the specifics with the game? It's I'm pretty sure it takes place in the Old Republic, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Star Wars I'm pretty sure it takes place going from the Old Republic into the Republic era. When does Star Wars Eclipse take place? Said during the High Republic era. Okay. Yeah, 200 years before the Phantom Menace. So I was wrong about the Old Republic, but it's the High Republic era. I knew it was one of those. But yeah, it's gonna be going back in the timeline. But I'm pretty sure it's only a story mode game. Is Star Wars Eclipse only a story? I'm pretty sure it's only a story game. No. Multiple playable characters. It also includes that does not mean multiplayer. What? Because there's gonna be multiple ways you could shape the story. That's what it's saying. You could shape the story, but it's only a single player game. I'm pretty sure. Which, yeah, I don't care. I'm all for. As long as the game's good, the story's good, I do not care. Open world, it's looking like it's gonna be open world. I'd be surprised if it actually wasn't open world. I mean, wasn't Outlaw is Outlaws open world? Let me see. Is Star Wars Outlaws open world? I'm pretty sure Outlaws was open world. Yeah, it was open world, but it's like you can't just go anywhere in the galaxy, basically. Which, that would literally fry anybody's RAM, or consoles, PCs. Let's see if that's actually confirmed. Is Star Wars Eclipse open world? Can't type. Yes, okay. Fully open world action, okay. Let's see. Free roam. You could go to the Outer Rims. I forgot about that. Yeah, I remember this does get confirmed. Outer Rims span. Yo. Eclipse might be the greatest game of all time. It might be the greatest game of all time. This thing about to be 2 terabytes. If you actually, if this is probably why it's taking so long to make. If you could actually go anywhere, yo, this about to be. I'm about to need 5 consoles to play one game, bro. It's not gonna be fire. I know, bro. Game sounds good. It sounds great. Hopefully it pans out. I hope. If it doesn't, I'm actually gonna cry, bro. Okay, another 13 minutes, hopefully. Let's actually get started. Oh, Kate Bishop chat. Kate Bishop / Spider Gwen. Let me see if I could pull up the. Where's my likes? Oh, my bad. If I could find that picture I was referring to earlier. Chat. Oh yeah, we gotta talk about this too. I did make a short on this a while ago. Maybe about 2 weeks ago, actually. Oh, chat. This is gonna be Doom's second suit. This is the same one that was in the Fantastic Four post-credit scene. I'm not gonna show you guys leaks because I don't want you guys, get spoilers or anything. But that is the same suit that was in Fantastic Four post-credit scene. The next GTA 6 is gonna be, bro, better than GTA 6. GTA 6 is only one city. This is the entire galaxy. Well, Queen Latifah, I don't even know, bro. You know more than me, I guess. She's there. I'm not. See, chat. This is the X-Men. Well, not the full X-Men cast, but Sadie Sink, we already know. If you've seen, actually, I'm not even gonna say it because if you haven't even seen it yet, then you know it's out there. Sadie Sink as Jean Grey, bro. Ray Noir, Kit Connor as Cyclops. Christopher Alba. I don't know what he's playing. I don't know who he's playing. I actually haven't seen that. And Samara Weaving as Emma Frost. This is actually really good casting, chat. New logo. Spider-Man, just the greatest movie ever made, apparently. Justified. Yo, 20 mil in domestic. This isn't even global. This is only in the US. This is, yo. They said Marvel was dead. Christopher Alba as Professor X. Oh yeah, that's what I saw. Okay, now I remember. Yeah, now I remember. Chat. Also, the TVA. They have a TVA experience at D23, and apparently it's completely destroyed. Like they're saying, it's Doom destroyed the TVA basically. I hope they show this on screen because I want this to be on screen. Please don't be off screen. Just please don't. First they said he was Magneto, then they say he's Mr. Sinister, and now they're saying he's Mr. Sinister again. Just please be a villain. Please just be a villain. Just be a villain. Where's that picture? Oh yeah, more concept art from Andrew Garfield's canceled Sinister 6. We've gotten 3 of these so far. I actually gotta say that. I'm gonna go over that later. Oh yeah, I made a showing this a few weeks ago, but they're saying Marvel's cutting back on live action. Vision Quest is gonna be the last one that they're prioritizing aside from Daredevil. Daredevil's gonna keep going until they're done with Daredevil. But the Marvel special presentations and the mini series is what they said that they're gonna still do. Special presentations, they're great for what they do. Andrew Garfield, what happened? Well, remember in the post-credit scene for The Amazing Spider-Man 2, when they were showing, where does it go? Where they were showing like all the suits. Let me see if I can find the video. See if I find the video. We go over this right now. Still got time. The Amazing Spider-Man 2 post-credits. This right here. When they showed all this, trying to set up the Sinister Six, and then they ended up recasting him with Tom. This is what it would have been. Let me see. I know there was more. See if I could load it up. But what they've shown so far, it doesn't look like it would have been bad. You saved the tweet. What tweet? What tweet? Which tweet? What was I looking at? Oh yeah, this is what I was talking about. Yeah, bro. So basically, the TV is done. Apparently, this is what they were trying to build. So, 8 Spider-Man related projects: The Amazing Spider-Man 3, Amazing Spider-Man 4, which was supposed to lead into the Sinister Six. So, The Amazing Spider-Man 3 would have been just a sequel. Mary Jane would have been introduced as a new love interest. Oscorp would have been done. And then Amazing Spider-Man 4 would have led into the Sinister Six. Then we had Sinister Six. Then it would have been Venom. Which I don't understand what this is. Venom, Carnage. Why is that the title? It should have just been Carnage. But I guess it is Eddie Brock. It is Eddie Brock and Venom. But I don't know if they were trying to combine Venom and Carnage into one symbiote or what that was. And then the female led team up with Silver Sable, Black Cat, Spider Woman, and Silk in one film, bro. I don't know if Sony could have pulled it off, but if they could have, that would have been peak. Hat Guy. But we just making cameos, bro. Solo Black Cat, that would have been fire. Bro, live action Spider-Man 2099. Bro, it's just, I can't trust Sony, bro. I just can't trust them by themselves. I can't trust them by themselves. And that young Aunt May spinoff, which I don't know why that would have been needed, but yo, this is something, bro. A young Aunt May spinoff is something James Gunn would have done in the first spot, bro. No shade, but he would have done it. You know, all this got canceled, so that's unfortunate, but you know, it's what it is. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. All right, it's almost about to start. Yeah, we all the same way. What was I about to do? Let's see what Eric Voss tweeting. I know he there, so. Oh, nothing yet. Sinister 6 concept art. All right, so this is the one that was released. Then we have this one. This looks insane. This literally looks insane. I don't know what they were cooking, but I wish we could have seen it. I wish we could have seen it. Like, why? Okay, where's the other one? Oh, right here, with Andrew's version of Doc Ock. Chat, I'm just saying, bro. I wish we could have seen this. I just wish we could have seen it. I hope more concept art starts coming out. It's never gonna get greenlit. Chat, did y'all see that too? They said apparently in the deal, not in the deal, but I think it's like something. I don't think it's anything between Disney and Sony. I think it's just Marvel more above. But apparently, Sony cannot make any live action Spider-Man films at all because Disney, they have the joint partnership with Disney to make the Tom Holland Spider-Man films. So even if they wanted to make an Amazing Spider-Man 3 or give Tobey a fourth film, they literally cannot do it. They cannot do it unless they would unless the deal with Disney just is done. So they literally cannot make a Spider-Man solo film, which is crazy to me. Actually, let me save this one because they probably got all of them, huh? Yeah, all right. Which is, I mean, I guess it's for the best, but it would have been fire to see if there could have been two Spider-Mans at one time. And some people are gonna say it's gonna cause confusion, this and that, which I don't think it would have. It wouldn't have to the hardcore fan base, but to the casual fan base, yeah, it definitely would have. At least I think. Sony Sinister 6, apparently evil Spider-Man from Madam Web, Morbius. This was supposed to be Madam Web. It was supposed to be. I remember at one point they had Tobey Maguire Spider-Man and Madam Web. Then they had Andrew Garfield's, and then they switched to Tom's, and then there was just no Spider-Man there at all. Which I still haven't even seen Madam Web completely. Which, should I watch it? No. Am I? One day, yeah. One day, yeah. I might watch it after stream. I'm not gonna lie. I might watch it after stream. Yeah, I'm lying to myself. Not after stream, but to sleep. I might watch it. Just to see. Just to see. I remember seeing the first, not even half hour, maybe like the first 20 minutes. It was when she was on the bridge, when she fell and then she started getting her powers and she had that vision. That's all I remember from that, from Madam Web. Because after that, I don't know if I had to do something or I just got bored, but I just turned the movie off. Probably more on the bored side, but I'm gonna give it another shot. I'm gonna give it the benefit of the doubt, and I'm gonna watch it. All right, we got 2 minutes until it officially starts, chats. Oh, my bad. Frozen 3. I haven't even seen Frozen 2, and I don't remember what Frozen 1 was. Batman Part 2. Another day. Why am I quick? Okay. The Avengers Doomsday Clock was featured in a sizzle reel at D23. Okay. Oh, hold on. What's this? I gotta go to D23 one time. Next year. I'm going to Comic-Con. I'm going to D23. I'm going to CinemaCon. I don't care. I'm going next year. It's Percy Jackson, right? Pretty sure. I haven't seen the show at all. I'm not gonna lie. I wonder what's gonna be first though. Is it gonna be? I feel like Dunes has gotta be the last thing, right? Has to be the last thing, in my opinion. But let's see. Let's see. The Siege of Mandalore W chat. Wait, what is this? Concept art from Far From Home. Okay. Daisy released Star Wars is not expected to receive any news today. Yeah, it's just not happening, bro. All these Star Wars projects they announced, what, 2 to 3 years ago? That they said were in development. I don't know. Star Wars just needs, in my opinion, Star Wars might as well just stick to animation because that's what's working for them best right now. It's literally what is working for them best. Stick to animation, create a new animated universe. Just create a new animated universe. Not a new animated universe, but just continue it. An animated universe is not bad. DC's done it. Even though I've never watched it, I know it's successful. DC's done it. Why can't Star Wars do it? The live action stuff just isn't working anymore. Mandalorian and Grogu bombed, which it's not even a surprise. It's season 4 of a show. You need to watch the show to even watch that. And I've only seen Mandalorian season 1 and season 2. I saw a little. I know what happens in season 3 because of a recap, but I do not care. I don't know if it's just me. I don't care about the Mandalorian. Like it's like the show was all right. I don't care about it, bro. Y'all call me and I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I don't care. I'm a diehard Star Wars fan. I just don't like the show. I don't really care about the show. Just like Boba Fett, the Boba Fett show. Why we? It was a waste of a show. Waste of a show. Ahsoka, I still haven't seen yet. I need to watch Ahsoka. What else? Andor. There's only 2 seasons of Andor, and we already know how his story ends with Rogue One. What else? I still need to watch Andor too. There's another show I'm missing. Acolyte got canceled. Skeleton Crew, 1 season so far. Who knows when season 2 is coming out? Probably another 2 years because Ahsoka took 3 years to even come out too. What else? I feel like I'm missing other shows, but Star Wars is just Star Wars is heading down the trajectory of being dead. It just is. If they don't fix something, which I hope they do. I hope they do. Cause I ain't trying to see Star Wars die. But that's up to Disney and Lucasfilm of how they want to revive Star Wars. Star Wars is still alive. Star Wars is alive due to its dedicated fan base, the hardcore fans. But hardcore fans only take you so far. Let's see. I gotta watch this End of Oak Street. Let's see. What's this? Bro. That's actually funny. Okay, Connors the Cyclops. Alright, started. It has started. Alright, let's see. Who should we open up on the tab list? Let's get the usuals up here. Alright. Everybody having a good time so far? Enjoying the stream, enjoying the stream, enjoying the stream. Y'all have dinner yet? Anybody eat dinner yet? What y'all eat for dinner? What y'all eat for dinner? Let's see. Should we do... Nah. We'll keep them open, and then I'm gonna open up in Tradition Stream Fashion Chat an Eric Voss tab. Alright, that was 6 minutes ago, so they gotta be starting to announce some stuff. Yeah, we might have to open Daniel Richmond too, bro. Alright. We are here and ready, chat. Chat, what are your predictions? Type them in the chat. What are your predictions for the panel? I'm predicting for Star Wars, just Ahsoka 2 news. What else? I don't know about the movie. I just don't know. About the film, I don't know. They announced anything for Star Wars, really. It's probably Maul Season 2, maybe, possibly. Then you got the Frozen 3 stuff. Oh, Starfighter. When they're saying Starfighter, they gotta show the trailer. Probably show the trailer there and then release it tomorrow. It's gonna get leaked tonight, most likely. But I'm waiting to watch it. There's no point. What else? We got Frozen 3, which I really don't care about. But I might rewatch the whole Frozen trilogy when 3 comes out. I might binge watch them. I hope they give us some news on Tangled, bro. Chat, they gotta give us some news on Tangled. I'm actually hyped for Tangled. I can't wait for that live action Tangled. And we got the X-Men, hopefully, Vision Quest trailer and Doomsday trailer reportedly dropping tonight. So let's see if that is true. Nothing so far yet. How long is a D23 panel usually? It's around 2 hours, I think, isn't it? Let's see. Last time we went live for D23 was... When was that? 2 years ago? 1 year ago? 1 year ago, but that was 2024. So yeah, this is our first D23 stream in 2 years. Last time I ran for 1:56. So yeah, about 2 hours. So let's see. Come on, start dropping the news. Chris Evans still is trying. Can we start getting news? Can we start getting news or nothing yet. The main panel featuring Star Wars, Pixar, and Marvel's about to begin. Marvel, Pixar, and Star Wars. Yeah, we're not getting nothing on Tangle tonight, which is unfortunate. Yo, remember me, bro? I don't forget none of y'all. Welcome back. Welcome in. About to start. Hopefully, they about to start dropping some news. Your line, Princess Diaries 3. Yo, chat, nah. Chat. Yo, the Princess Diaries, chat. Yo, chat. This is, bro, a throwback. This is a throwback. Wait, this was already announced? I did not know this was announced already. Yeah, I'm late. Never mind, bro. I'm late. I did not know this was announced. I actually did not know. But we still up. I'm in theaters day one when this comes out, bro. Yo, Anne Hathaway is literally in everything, bro. Chat, have y'all seen the new trailer for... We're watching it right now. Chat, she got a new... She got a new film coming out. It's called Verity, bro. Yo, you didn't either? That's what I'm saying. I did not know this was coming out. Verity, chat, bro. Look. Verity. Hold up, just in case. Marvel's gonna close the show. Okay. So yeah, we gotta wait another hour for some Marvel news, chat, but hopefully get some new Star Wars stuff, some good stuff. Let me mute. There's some music, bro. Chat, I don't know if y'all seen this trailer yet, bro. This looks good.
You must have questions.
Why can't your wife finish her book series?
You really want to know? This is Verity. Doctors don't think she'll ever walk or talk again. She said, you are a brilliant, undiscovered voice. You're the only writer who can finish this last novel.
Her fans know her voice. They would know it's not her.
This is my confession.
Chat, I don't know if y'all like this.
Biography.
Chat, I don't know if y'all like this type of stuff, but bro, I love this type of genre, bro. I don't know how to categorize it, but it's like 3 different genres around. Thriller, horror. It's not even horror, but like thriller. Psychological thriller. On the spot there. My bad for pausing it, but yeah.
The writer's words should be honest, and bloody, and a little bit terrifying.
This place is insane. feel like I'm losing my mind.
I was his drug. And he was mine.
She was standing right there, Jeremy! Say something. Say something.
This is your final warning. Only darkness ahead.
Chat. I'm watching this, bro. I'm watching this. Not even a question. It looks fire, bro. What am I supposed to say? It looks fire. Alright, 10 posts. And it reveals they're working hard on making the Princess Diaries 3 W's in the chat, man. Oh, I can't wait for that. I cannot wait for that. Still in development. I didn't even know it was in development. When did it get announced? I don't know when it got announced, but I guess I missed the entire day, I guess. Because there's no way I would have missed it. The day it got announced, bro. Chat, I'm telling y'all, there's no way I could have missed the game announced. There's literally no way. But I guess I did. I even guess. I just did. Simpsons Part 2. Yeah, we got Steve Rogers with Agatha, chat. Would the Simpsons even fall under Pixar? I guess it's animation. But that's... Oh, yeah, I guess it would fall under animation. My bad. Let's see. Okay. Not there yet. Not there yet. Actually, I'm gonna just close all these out, bro. We just need one for real. Let's see. Let's watch another trailer, chat. We gotta watch the Resident Evil trailer. We have not reacted to this on camera or on stream yet. It's not Disney, and I don't care. But until we start getting more stuff, we're reacting, chat. Let's see. Official logo. September 3rd, 2027. Okay. W's chat. A world exclusive first look. Homer is shown cheering at a baseball game, chanting "Make Homer Rich." The ball hits into the stands and leads to a mad frenzy of everyone trying to catch it. Through the stands, through the bathroom, through the media boxes to outside the stadium and into Main Street. It ends up in a pickle jar at a bar, then in a bowling alley, doctor's office, a Duff's beer factory, and in a massive vat of beer. Homer blasts off from the beer, lands back into the stadium where the ball lands right at Bart's feet. Homer screams, "Dough." Yeah, it's key. Homer's coming back for seconds. We got delayed. When was the original release date? No idea.
Hey, man, I gotta be 7. Do you know where I can take this? Excuse me. Oh my
Chat, Resident Evil is out next month. I cannot wait for this.
like it's kind of important.
I cannot wait.
Time for another run?
No, I'm wrapped up for the
It's outside the zone, so it pays double.
Yeah, he should have went home.
do that. Sweetheart, I'm sorry. The signal sucks here. Can you hear me?
I'm gonna stay with Katie for a bit, I think.
Michelle, please do not go stay with freaking Katie.
I'll also hurts my feelings that you don't even care enough to come home and have this conversation.
Seriously, I'm working. This could be some 8-year-old boy's heart or someone's mom's brain.
Chat, this better be so peak. This better be so peak.
Hello? Hello? There's an emergency here. Wondering if I could use your phone?
This better be peak, chat.
Michelle, leave a message.
Hey, baby, I'm really sorry. That
Straight
this
peak.
happened earlier. Some things have happened, and I can't get a hold of police. Bullets.
Classic Resident Evil, chat. Bullets are never where the gun is.
I love you.
The typewriter, bro.
Everything that has happened in this town transpired in a matter of hours. You've got no idea what you've got there in your hands.
The T virus, chat. The T virus.
Yeah, where was it going again?
Raccoon City General.
Hey, no sweat.
Raccoon City, chat. Raccoon City. Coco 2. Really? They're making a second one to that? Incredible 3 stuff is coming. Okay. Pixar celebrates its 40th year W's. Wait, that was in Pixar? Oh, okay. All right, Pixar is next. All right. Pixar is next. W Pixar in the chat. W Pixar in the chat. I just want to get to the Star Wars and Marvel sections. That's all I really care about. If it's not Cars 5 or something, I don't care, bro. Or Wall-E Futuristic 2099. We do not care. Dang. Bro, after stream, I'm definitely taking a nap. I'm not gonna lie. I'm about to be so I've been up so early. I've been up since 5, and I went to sleep at 2 because I just can't fall asleep. My sleep schedule was it's 6 feet under, bro. 6 feet under. All right. Concept art has been released. The OG suit. W's in the chat, man. I need to get a mic stand, bro. Not gonna lie. I wonder how much projects Pixar has. Incredibles 3. What else? I don't even know. What else does Pixar have? They got Incredibles 3 in development. What else? June 16, 2028. Incredibles 3 will follow the children in a quest to prove they can be real superheroes. The villain will focus on the idea of how not all superheroes are good. That's an interesting story. Okay. Not all superheroes are good. What a line. Okay, 3 new. Kids will take the spotlights. Okay. A league of superheroes have been created and commercialized to a great extent. Okay. Similar to the boys. Okay. Trailer tonight for Ahsoka. For France. Okay. Let's see. Coco 2. Oh yeah, what am I saying? What else? I just literally just read it. Coco 2, chat. I need to rewatch this because when I watched it, it's like I was watching it, but I wasn't watching it. Y'all know what I mean. Y'all know exactly what I mean. But I gotta watch the first one. I truly don't remember what happened in it, besides it being the afterlife and everything. I gotta rewatch the first one. You know, they make it a second one, okay. 10 years after the first one, but okay. It's what? Probably longer if it's just getting announced. So this probably not gonna see theaters till about 2028, 2029. Most likely. Being honest. 2023, 2029. Let's see. Now, W ticket sales.
Forget it makes it 12, 13.
Yeah, if only this happened. Which it never did. Let's see. Okay. Theaters 2020. What did I say? 2029. I told y'all, chat. Theaters 2029. They're barely making this. They're barely starting. Teenage Miguel. Okay. Reunion. Why are they showing it, bro? I feel like that's not something you should show in the. Oh, now I remember. She dies at the end of the first one. Yeah, she passes away. She passes away. She don't die, chat. She passes away. Dang. Violet, Dash, and Jack Shack will be the leads of Incredibles 3. I forgot that's how it ended. She passed away. I'm pretty sure it's how it ended. November 2029. Okay. Coco is being added as a location to Kingdom Hearts 4. Okay. Great news. Good news. Good news. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, 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 dun. Bro. No way. Let's see.
What happened?
He's been forgotten. When there's no one left in the living world who remembers you, you disappear from this world. We call it the final death.
What color is the sky? Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. You tell me that it's red. Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. Where should I put my shoes? Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor. You say, put them on your head. Ay, mi amor, ay, mi amor.
Yo, this looks fire.
This is a lot of new information. I bet I'll find a clue to saving Sora now.
When folks disappear above,
Goofy.
that's where they always end up. But Sora isn't here.
What? Sora, is something wrong?
What can you see? Sora, hey!
W's. Okay. Wait, it's gonna be. Wait. I thought that was a game. What? Okay, so a Kingdom Hearts series. Kingdom Hearts 4 and the series were announced. Okay. Okay. W's in the chat. W's in the chat. Let's see. Avengers Doomsday. Let's see. Still worried about Avengers Doomsday. Bro, when they could just, get on the train that we all know is going to be great. Never, chat. Never. It's never happening. I got the user wrong. It's too late for peace. W's. I'll be right back, chat. We got ads. I got no YouTube Premium, bro. I'm sorry, chat. But we gonna watch the trailer. We gonna just watch the trailer breakdown, chat.
A brand new ride awakens.
We're gonna watch the trailer breakdown until some more stuff starts getting announced. And we get the X-Men chat, so W's. We'll be back in about 2 minutes, chat.
There's so much to break down here. This footage has been living rent-free in my brain since I saw a
version of it at a preview event in April, but now that I can go through it frame by frame, I can't believe how many more details I was able to spot. There's even this new shot of Loki in his TVA ID badge that I've never seen before, and I could do an hour on it. In this video, I'm going to cover everything you might have missed from this Doomsday trailer. Let's go. What am I wearing? You just asked inappropriately. Well, this is our Open Your Eyes Doomsday-inspired design available exclusively at our merch store, nerdriot.shop. Hey, if you have a New Rockstar shirt like this, take a selfie of yourself wearing it, post it, tag us, and we will shout you out in a video. Like Julie Sherwood, who got her friend Clinton Greenspan one of our Daredevil shirts for his birthday.
It's Daredevil stuff. I've always wanted this shirt specifically. I don't think I've even told you this.
No, but you asked me when I said I got a Daredevil shirt. Yeah, it was.
I've always wanted this. It's phenomenal. Thank you so much.
The trailer opens with this shot of the metal placard that we've seen outside the X-Mansion. Xavier's School for Gifted Youngsters, 1407 Graymalkin Lane, Salem Center, Westchester County, New York. The exact address of the X-Mansion from the Fox X-Men movies. We last saw these Fox-era X-Men in their continuity in 2014's X-Men Days of Future Past. In that film, Wolverine went back in time by consciousness hopping back into his younger body in the year 1973 to erase and rewrite a dystopian future, which he did, and found himself in a seemingly pleasant 2024 with all of the X-Men who died in the earlier X-Men films alive again, including Charles Xavier, Scott Summers Cyclops, and Jean Grey. Only Wolverine remembered what the alternate history would have looked like, and arguably Professor X after the two debriefed. That X-Men universe's numerical designation is Earth 10005. Since that movie, we learned in Deadpool and Wolverine that Deadpool's universe is that same universe, and in that universe, Wolverine is the anchor being of it. An anchor being is an individual whose death triggers the beginning of the end of that universe. Deadpool and Wolverine ended with Deadpool finding a different Wolverine, the drunk Wolverine, to take the place of the one who died in the events of the Logan film, and according to B15, that universe was healthy once more. But now it's one of three universes colliding in this film in this incursion event. 10005, 616, and 828. We don't know yet if anchor beings will factor into the Doomsday plot, but we also don't know at this point if Hugh Jackman's Wolverine will appear in Doomsday. But along with all of these other returning X-Men, there is a still alive Wolverine somewhere amongst them. And here it is. We hear Robert Downey Jr.'s voice as Dr. Victor Von Doom.
Something's coming. Something we may not be able to deter. Before this day is done, we shall be faced with an unthinkable decision.
So this is Downey's take on a Latvian accent. Latveria is not a real country, and its exact geography often changes depending on which Marvel title we see the map in, but it's generally understood to be Eastern Europe. When we've heard voice actors play Dr. Doom in the past, like Paul Dobson in Fantastic Four World's Greatest Heroes, and in other media, Maurice LaMarche in Ultimate Spider-Man and Avengers Assemble, or Ross Marquand very briefly in X-Men 97, they tend to go with a generic, let's say, Romanian accent. Interestingly, Sebastian Stan is Romanian and can speak Romanian. I wonder if he consulted with Robert Downey Jr. on how to do this exactly. Dr. Doom is, of course, considered Marvel's greatest villain. At first an enemy to the Fantastic Four, actually a one-time college rival to Reed Richards, who went on to become ruler of Latveria, tinkering away in his Doomstat castle as he masters both science and magic. A South by Southwest London event earlier this year included various references to Doom's Latvian origin. Vladimir Fortunov was the name of the cruel Latvian dictator who ruled the country before Victor Von Doom overthrew him. The Rapprochement refers to an annual Latvian festival where traditionally Latvians seek to make peace with their enemies, celebrated in honor of the death of Doom's mother, Cynthia Von Doom. Cynthia Von Doom was his mother, and in certain retcons of his backstory, Dr. Doom lost his mother in a bad deal with Mephisto, and his pursuit of science and magic was all motivated by a mission to get her back from Mephisto. The Zephyro refers to the clan that Doom's parents, his mother Cynthia and his father Werner, were a part of, the clan that Victor would later lead in overthrowing Vladimir Fortunov, and the Hasenstadt is the original name of the Doomstadt, the capital of Latveria. When Doom overthrew Fortunov, he renamed it Doomstadt after the family name of his mother and father. So the Russo brothers and Marvel head Kevin Feige have confirmed that Avengers Doomsday and its 2027 follow-up film, Avengers Secret Wars, are confirmed to be adapting the Jonathan Hickman comic storyline Time Runs Out that leads into the 2015 Secret Wars crossover event, in which Dr. Doom is the primary villain of it. Actually, Doom begins this story in a race against time to locate all Molecule Men in every universe. Owen Reese's Molecule Man sort of functions as the anchor being of that storyline, on a mission to save the multiverse from incursions that are destroying every universe.
Dad, look! Dad, look, it's Spider-Man!
It's a really cool graffiti.
Told you.
Start your route to savings and service. Switch your car insurance to State Farm and save up to $740. Get a quote today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Doomverse presents himself under a secret identity known as Rabam Alal, masquerading as a multiverse messiah to fool the religious faction known as the Black Swans. But at some point, Dr. Doom used his own race to absorb the power of the Beyonders and become God Emperor Doom with absolute power over a new Earth that he builds out of the fractured pieces of the other realities shattered by incursions, a new Earth known as Battleworld. We feel pretty confident that Marvel is working toward that power up by Doom because they put the exact comic where that happens in both the movie of Deadpool and Wolverine and its first trailer, Secret Wars #5. For the Dr. Doom in this movie, Joe Russo said at CinemaCon in April,
Victor Von Doom is the greatest Marvel villain of all time. Yes, he is greater than Thanos, but he's not simply a villain. He's one of the most complex Marvel characters. He's a scientist, a technologist, a genius, a magician. He's always 3 moves ahead of even the most brilliant heroes, which is what makes him virtually unbeatable.
Shout out to Brandon Davis for that footage, give him a follow. But by describing Dr. Doom as a scientist, technologist, genius, and magician, Russo clearly wants us to think of this iconic list of modifiers.
Take that off. What are you?
Genius, billionaire, playboy, philanthropist.
Yes, he is his world's Tony Stark, born into different circumstances with a different name. When Downey was first announced, he and the directors explained it this way.
New mask. Same task.
The same task we've all been assuming is what Tony Stark dreamed of in Avengers Age of Ultron.
I see a suit of armor around the world.
So when we hear Doom's line now in the trailer, it does sound like a warning to someone he loves, someone he's trying to get in the mindset of making a difficult sacrifice. In recent months, we've learned of British actress Matilda Firth being cast as a little girl in Avengers Doomsday. She has quite a resume, including Disney's Disenchanted. Some have been wondering if she could be a variant of Morgan Stark, in this case, Dr. Doom's daughter. On Father's Day, Robert Downey Jr. posted yet another one of his Dr. Doom holiday-themed Instagram posts that indicated that this Dr. Doom will, in this movie, or maybe once did before this movie began, have a child. Actually, the official poster for this movie seems to confirm that, showing Dr. Doom looking at this huge tapestry in what I assume is a Doomstot, showing what I assume is his child and maybe his wife in this heavenly pose above an Earth surrounded by angels. Maybe in this movie they're going to change it from Doom's mother to his wife being named Cynthia. And the focus on the globe here, I think, will speak to Doom's obsession with an entire armored Earth and building a perfect utopian Earth that he calls Battleworld using the pieces of these 3 other Earths. Alternatively, this tapestry could show a young Victor with his mother Cynthia, whom he now prefers to see as living with the angels when she's actually in hell with Mephisto. Actually, in alternate timelines of the comics, Dr. Doom has a daughter with Sue Storm, a daughter named Valeria. An interest in a child of Sue Storm could explain Doom's interest in Franklin Richards in the post-credit scene of Fantastic Four First Steps, and why it was so important that it was Sue in that scene and not Sue and Reed, or just Reed. Joe Russo also saying 3 moves ahead of even the most brilliant heroes is also a reference to chess, a game played by Professor X and Magneto, specifically in the 3rd teaser that we saw in December. And Dr. Doom is often depicted as a chess master, and in chess you often have to make sacrifice plays. Now, in the lead up to South by Southwest London, the Russo brothers also revealed the official Latvian flag sigil for this movie, and we should note that it is different than the sigil on the Latvian flag that we saw at the Future Foundation in Fantastic Four First Steps. I think that was a former heraldry of the country, and the reason why it's new now is that Victor Von Doom has successfully staged a coup d'etat. It was supposed to be Vladimir Fortunov attending this Future Foundation conference, the former dictator, but the civil war back home is what led to his absence. We see Professor X at the X Mansion in his wheelchair, looking out one of the windows and shielding his eyes. In the window beyond, you can see the blue rim of another spherical atmosphere in the sky, and now a fiery rift tears into this atmosphere. This is an incursion, what it looks like from the ground level, what John Krasinski's Reed Richards described in Multiverse of Madness, when 2 or more Earths from alternate realities collide, destroying one or both completely. The fact that their atmospheres are colliding tells us that these 3 Earths will have open rifts among each other, allowing characters to move among the 3, as the countdown continues to their cores merging. In many shots of the X-Mansion and Avengers Tower, you'll notice the sky is this kind of red-orange color. That is what it looks like with an alternate Earth appearing in red in the sky in the Hickman comics. In the 3rd teaser, we saw that this version of the X-Mansion has been heavily damaged, but it has also been modified from the last time we saw it, with more stained glass than the windows had in past times we've seen it. As we hear the "before this day is done" part of Doom's quote, we see our first shot of Dr. Doom with his metal mask, his metallic clasps, and this green hooded cloak. He's kneeling in this exterior location with various statues and these broken satellite dishes that I think is outside the X-Mansion. You'll notice behind him is that same hazy red sky with a tinted sun forming a lens flare past his head and a green circle at the far left-hand side of the lens flare. This circular cape clasp has been featured in a lot of banners and poster art for Dr. Doom, and I think it might be a source of his magical runic protection over his armor. There's certainly some kind of magical enchantment on Doom's armor, especially if it can block Thor's Stormbreaker at the end of the trailer. This green glow from the lens flare might be caused by the light refracting through whatever magical barrier he has around himself. Another interesting detail, on Doom's shoulder pauldron, you can see another red-tinted light source being reflected behind us. So rather than suns, we might be seeing two red Earths in different parts of the sky of wherever this is. So for anybody asking for a visual of what incursions will look like, imagine the red crescent in the sky beyond the staircase of the Sanctum Sanctorum in the post-incursion universe in Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. Imagine that, but also imagine three spheres or three bubbles that have all collided like a triple spherical Venn diagram with overlapping sections, like three bubbles that have found their way into each other, forming a Mickey. That would allow the atmospheres of all three Earths to be shared, and you could look up from the ground of one Earth, up through a rift where those bubbles overlap, and see the tops of buildings of another Earth looking down at you. Basically, as these three cores merge into each other, broken fragments will be sucked up to form a fourth Earth that will be called Battleworld. Here we see the new Avengers Tower. It's the tower 14 months after Thunderbolts, when Val was in the process of turning it into the Sentry Watchtower. That reconstruction was still underway throughout the Thunderbolts film, but now it has been completed. We actually saw this structure from a distance in Daredevil Born Again Season 2 in Episode 1 and in Episode 7. It's the same white A on the red field that we saw in the blast door of the penthouse level at the beginning of the Thunderbolts post-credit scene. Why does the tower have this lobster claw shape? What are these extra thinner sections even serving? Well, remember that there was this line in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene.
And now there's a huge space crisis and no one's telling us about it.
We're running out of space already? It's impossible. This building is enormous.
Outer space!
Outer space.
Run a threat analysis. I want a full report.
Yeah, before the Fantastic Four ship even showed up, there was another huge space crisis that no one was telling the new Avengers about. I think it was an early sign of one of these incursions, and I think these higher sections of Avengers Tower serve as antennae to connect with satellites that allow them to observe things in orbit. Behind Avengers Tower, that very tall building is the JP Morgan Chase World Headquarters, a rather new skyscraper completed in our world in 2025.
Dad, look! Dad, look, it's Spider-Man!
It's a really cool graffiti.
Told you. Today we're unboxing Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear. Wow! These wavy edges tear so much better than ordinary squares. And it's way softer. Charmin Ultra Soft Smooth Tear, definitely recommend. Enjoy the go with Charmin.
A circular door opens and we see the Fantastic Four. Reed Richards in this cool white jacket, Johnny Storm and Sue Storm in blue jackets, and Ben, no jacket. Thor walks behind them carrying Stormbreaker. They seem to be coming from their spaceship that we saw in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, and though we don't see him in the shot, I think Steve Rogers is in the back there. And Herbie also, of course, would be with them. I'll explain why later in the video. But we know Thor starts with the Fantastic Four from this shot alone. In the second teaser, we see Thor with his adopted daughter, Love, Chris Hemsworth's real-life daughter, India Rose Hemsworth, who was originally the dead daughter of Gore the God Butcher, resurrected by the reincarnated form of eternity into Love. But he seems to lose her in this movie because he prays to Odin in a forest location for her safety. Now they walk into the Avengers Tower penthouse to see Captain America suited up with the shield strapped to his back, Bucky Barnes wearing his new suit from the Thunderbolts post-credit scene with the red star on the sleeve, and Scott Lang in his Ant-Man suit. A wide shot of this room where this orange-colored sunlight streaks in from the sky shows the full assembly. On the left, the Thunderbolts, aka the New Avengers, with John Walker in his new beret, Red Guardian Alexei Shostakov in his product-covered jumpsuit. Behind them both, barely visible in the frame on the far left, that's actually Bob Reynolds, Louis Pullman, aka Sentry, wearing the same socks with sandals that he was wearing in the Thunderbolts post-credit scene, reading Rick Rubin's The Creative Act, A Way of Being. To the right of Alexei is Yelena Belova, Bucky Barnes with his new outfit, and Ava Starr, Ghost. On the right are the old Avengers, Scott Lang, Sam Wilson, and Thor. And again, I think Steve Rogers is also in this room, just hidden from view or framed out of this shot. But in the middle, on that raised platform by the screen wall, are the Fantastic Four, Reed, Sue, Johnny, and Ben. On this screen wall, the same screen where the Thunderbolts saw the Fantastic Four ship arriving, is the visual display that I'm assuming comes from Reed or Herbie's computer explaining this incursion crisis. 3 blue Earths connected by lines in the center. This visual comes directly from Reed's multiverse explanation in Jonathan Hickman and Steve Epstein's New Avengers Volume 3, Number 2 from 2013, where Reed explains to the Illuminati incursions and almost a word-for-word explanation of what John Krasinski's Reed Richards echoed from the Illuminati Deus in Multiverse of Madness. On On the left of the screen, you can see another diagram showing how these three Earths are also just half circles now with their cores exposed. Reed is demonstrating how all three of these Earths are going to be damaged, broken apart, but it seems to be their magnetic cores that are being drawn together. Each of the exposed cores are color-coded, blue, red, and yellow, which correspond to the blue, red, and yellow circles on the right side of screen. Interesting, not represented as the color green, which seems to be the color of doom in this movie, maybe the color tone to his new battle world that forms. There's also a digital countdown beneath that image, like the countdown clock that Marvel has had on their YouTube channel, showing how much time they have left until this incursion process is complete. And I think another bit of dialogue from this scene was teased last night with the weekly every Sunday at 7 tweet of the Fantastic Four that finally, after 75 weeks, was updated.
We make a point to do family dinner every week. Sunday at 7, on the dot, no matter what.
How long do we have?
Not long.
That is creepy as hell. Really what we're seeing here is a meeting of the minds where all the heroes are recognizing this incursion crisis, but there's nothing on the screen about Dr. Doom. I assume that Sue Storm must see Dr. Doom as relevant to the crisis if he took their son. In this movie, 3 Marvel universes are colliding. Earth 616, that's the MCU we've known since Iron Man, Earth 10005 from the X-Men and Deadpool movies, and Earth 828, the Fantastic Four universe of First Steps. In Multiverse of Madness, we learn that incursion is when multiple universes collide and destroy each other. In the 838 universe, incursions could be caused by using dark magic from the Darkhold to dreamwalk into the body of your variant. But why are these incursions happening? Well, this movie could say it's just a natural flow of the multiverse for this kind of thing to happen. Or this movie could try to link everything since Endgame and say that a number of breaches and violations to space-time and reality all put cracks in the dam. When Steve Rogers decided to stay in the past, when Doctor Strange and Spider-Man tinkered with the runes of Cough Call spell in No Way Home, when Wanda Maximoff and Doctor Strange dreamwalked in Multiverse of Madness, when Dar-Ben used the quantum bands and universal weapon to open the rift that left Monica Rambeau stranded in the X-Men universe in the Marvels, when the X-Men and Days of Future Past got away with altering their timeline, and or when Loki did what he did to allow the multiverse to exist not as a strictly pruned sacred timeline, but as a chaotically branching tree of eventualities. Maybe this movie is going to say that all of these things caused incursions and the deaths of universes, but there's some other force at play causing these 3 universes to collide at the same time. Like 2 Earths colliding, a natural accident, but 3 merging all at the same time without 2 bumping into each other first and then a 3rd one joining? That kind of feels like it was deliberate. Someone nudging these 3 Earths together. Reed Richards would certainly view that as more than a coincidence. Over all of this, lasting through the end of the trailer, Thor gives this awesome angry speech that sounds more pissed off than Chris Hemsworth has ever sounded as a character. I fought with many warriors in my time. They were far stronger than all of us put together, and they died. They died facing enemies and threats that scare me far less than this one. Everything they sacrifice will be for nothing if we do not stand together. Put aside your petty squabbles. Presume nothing except this. If you return, you will return as brothers and sisters. But mark my words, we're going to need a miracle.
Dad, look! Dad, look, it's Spider-Man!
It's a really cool graffiti.
Told you.
Another battle. Another broken phone. I created the world's lightest fold.
The tone Chris Hemsworth strikes here is darker and more bitter than we've ever heard from him as Thor. Scolding, I would say. In fact, it's similar to his dad when he did this in the first Thor movie.
Father.
By these warriors, Thor is referring to Iron Man, Tony Stark, Natasha Romanoff, Loki, Heimdall, Vision, Gamora, and I guess Jane Foster as well, in addition to all the heroes who died in Infinity War and Endgame and stayed dead. Thor also lost the Asgardians that other Avengers didn't get to know too well. You'll notice Thor still bears the scar on the left side of his face from where Hela slashed out his eye in Ragnarok, so those scars of the last Doomsday event of his people still sting. Ragnarok and Doomsday are, after all, synonyms, meaning the same apocalyptic thing. We see Namor sitting on his throne that we saw in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, Mesoamerican runes forming the back and a giant megalodon jawbone framed around it. Black Panther Shuri and M'Baku, king of Wakanda, are there with all the Wakandan warriors facing off in Namor's throne room with all the blue-skinned Telekineal warriors. This Telecon throne room and the structure it's contained in are normally completely underwater in the bottom of the Caribbean Sea. Something has happened to bring it into this open air. In this throne room, as the camera pulls out, you can see Bucky, John Walker, Joaquin Torres, and Ghost on the left, and Sue and Ben on the right. And it's certainly more prominent in these desert shots throughout the trailer. There is a huge wall of water surrounding all of this. X. This part of the ocean floor has been completely drained, and the water's being pushed back by some mysterious force. What is this? Well, the theory that I've been chewing on lately is that what we're seeing here is actually in the Void, the TVA multiversal dumping ground that we also saw in Deadpool and Wolverine. What we are seeing now is part of the 616 universe, the Kingdom of Talokan, that has already been extracted from the 616 universe and relocated to this newly forming Earth that will become Battleworld. And so I think part of the movie of Doomsday will be fought on that foundation that we will see completed by the end of the movie and explored more fully in Secret Wars. Both Namor and Shuri seem to have traded resources since the peace they reached at the end of Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Notice how Namor has a new high collar with black embroidery that could be Wakandan vibranium weave, while Shuri has some turquoise pieces in her new Black Panther armor that look like Talokanil vibranium. Thanks to BetterHelp for sponsoring today's video. When the weather is hot, everybody has a shorter fuse than normal. Being patient is hard when your shirt's stuck to your back with sweat, or when you can't sleep because of the heat. Frequently in the mornings I'm trying to grab a nice coffee on the way into the office, and it feels like the days I'm in the biggest rush are also the days when everybody is in line in front of me and they have 1,000 questions about what should be a straightforward coffee order. I know it's got nothing to do with me, but that doesn't stop little frustrations like that from building up. My therapist has done a great job of reminding me that finding a healthy outlet for that frustration, whether that's a video game or going to the gym or whatever works for you, is more productive than just trying to ignore how you're feeling. Small, useful insights like that are so helpful in navigating whatever life throws at you, and BetterHelp can help connect you with a therapist who's trained to help guide you to the insights you need. BetterHelp makes starting therapy easy. You take a short quiz, they get matched with a licensed therapist quickly. You can communicate however you feel comfortable, phone, video, or text. If your therapist isn't a good fit for you, you can switch at any time with no additional cost. That said, 82% of BetterHelp clients recommend their therapist. Click the link in the description or go to betterhelp.com/newrockstars to get 10% off your first month of therapy, because no one should have to go through anything alone. BetterHelp is here with you. Then we see Thor landing in a trail of lightning in the same exterior location that we saw Doom in earlier, surrounded by broken statues and what looked like the broken Sentinel parts. We saw Cyclops battling these Sentinels in the third teaser and later in this trailer, and we've been assuming that this is in the gardens outside the X-Mansion. Specifically, Charles Xavier seems to be going through his classical statues phase. There's one on the bookshelf earlier inside, and there's some broken ones outside here. And we see the blade of Stormbreaker igniting with lightning as Thor marches toward Doctor Doom in the distance. Then we cut to the inside of the X-Mansion as the wooden planks of the main staircase get blown apart in an exploding fireball. This explosion is coming from underneath. Is this from a hallway or room on the other side of the staircase? Or could it be coming from down below, like Cerebro or the Danger Room? Cyclops, James Marsden, steps forward in the next shot with the optic blast he emits through his ruby quartz lens eyepiece lighting up, making it seem like the blast was caused by him aiming at someone and not caring how much of his home mansion he's destroying, but I think it's from a different scene. Yes, as we saw in the December teaser, Cyclops is back to wearing the comic-accurate blue and yellow suit with the Y-strap utility belt. Again, this Open Your Eyes shirt is available on our merch store, nerdrite.shop. But then on the upper level of the mansion, Gambit, Remy LeBeau, Channing Tatum fights Shang-Chi, Simu Liu. Gambit looks just as he does from his first appearance in Deadpool and Wolverine, and Shang-Chi blocks his glowing purple staff and playing cards with his glowing orange 10 rings on his arms. Channing Tatum's Gambit was not a member of the X-Men in any of the Fox-era X-Men films that we saw. He had his own solo film that was in development hell, and in Deadpool and Wolverine, they made fun of that by implying that Gambit was a product of the Void itself. In the post-credits scene of Deadpool and Wolverine, we saw a screen in the background of the TVA that showed Gambit still alive, and in a deleted scene that would have shown that shot in close-up, we see it was the glow of a sparkling sling ring portal that got Gambit out of the Void.
Dad, look! Dad, look, it's Spider-Man!
It's a really cool graffiti.
Told you. They say higher education is outdated, irrelevant, but at Grand Canyon University, we shatter the status quo. GCU's bachelor's, master's, and doctoral education degree programs combine coursework with observational education.
GCU gives you hands-on experience so you can learn to lead your classroom with heart, faith, and purpose.
This is purpose-driven education. Take action. Find your purpose at Grand Canyon University. Visit gcu.edu.
It would mean that someone, like Deadpool, using Cassandra Nova's sling ring, or someone else, rescued Gambit and let him live with the X-Men in the X-Mansion. This seems to be part of the movie where the Avengers and other heroes coming from Earth 616 travel to the X-Mansion in Earth 10005 in hopes of getting something from the X-Mansion, and the X-Men there at the time are just going to put up a fight. fight. We'll see more of these matchups later, but one that we don't see here but we know will happen based on interviews is a fight between Alan Cummings' Nightcrawler and Pedro Pascal's Reed Richards that will also reportedly involve Kelsey Grammer's Beast because the actor had to be on set for that day. So why are these groups fighting? The X-Men might be stinging after an earlier defeat and terrified of any superpowered people from one of these neighboring dimensions breaking into what's left of their house. I suspect this group of 616 heroes is trying to get to Cerebro. Now why do I think we're going to see Cerebro again? Well, in this interview after CinemaCon, Kevin Feige said that it was emotional for him to revisit these sets that he used to work on as an associate producer 26 years ago.
Well, look, I think for fans, the notion of having the Avengers and X-Men together for the first time within our cinematic universe is incredibly exciting. It's been something that has been a long time coming. For me personally, my career started in 1998 on that first X-Men film. So, no spoilers, but there might be some sets that you recognize. Some sets that you recognize from those original films, and being on those sets 26 years later with my now 12-year-old son was pretty emotional.
But the issue is, this X-Mansion set seems to be a new design that looks nothing like the X-Mansion interior from any of the X-Men films that Feige would have worked on. So I think there is another set, like Cerebro, that we're going to see in this movie. And I think that's where the Reed Richards Nightcrawler Beast fight will take place. Reed might need to get to Cerebro for some purpose, maybe to locate his mutant son, Franklin Richards. Or maybe there's some power to Cerebro that can stop what Doom is doing to smash these three worlds together. And a new shot that was not in the April CinemaCon trailer, Loki! He's back to wearing his analyst outfit that he wore throughout the Disney Plus series, specifically starting in season 1, episode 2, with the jacket and the neatly brushed back hair. And we see what seems to be his Time Variance Authority ID badge. He did not have this in the Loki series, but the back of this card shows a tree, and I think this is the Idriso Worlds tree that the Sacred Timeline shifted to become the embodiment of in the final episode of the Loki series. We had assumed that Loki was trapped on that throne as the god of stories holding everything together. Now, it looks like our man can still move around. This could be actually a flashback to some of Loki's earlier days when he was with the TVA. But the thing is, we just didn't really see that many montages throughout that Loki series when this movie could say he made a side quest somewhere else, with the exception of the season 2 thousands of years sequence. But specifically for those thousands of years, Loki was singularly focused on trying to avoid the temporal loom from exploding. And specifically, he didn't have that jacket anymore. Also, the TVA didn't yet have that Yggdrasil tree as part of its iconography. However, there were other posters throughout the TVA that referenced just the basic task of pruning branches. You'll see that its badge number is 414-620-701-401-220. The Loki variant we followed in the Disney Plus series was L1130. This number didn't immediately jump out to me as any kind of numerological reference, but trust me, I'm going to be digging into it. So where is Loki here? What is he doing? Well, the sky outside that curtain is the same color orange, so I'm guessing he's on one of the Earths threatened by an incursion. Notice the person holding this ID badge is wearing a wedding band. Loki doesn't have a wedding band. He ain't married. This perfectly manicured hand must belong to Steve Rogers, which means that Loki has appeared in Steve's house, the house that we saw in the first Doomsday teaser where Steve had the baby, meaning that God of Stories Loki must be grasping a strand of time representing Steve's universe, and within that universe has taken the form of the all-business TVA analyst to explain to Steve that what he did caused an incursion, warning him of the doom to come. And I think he's giving Steve an ID badge to verify that he's not the evil villain that Steve remembers, but rather just a variant who has had a change of heart in the time that he has worked with the TVA. I mean, that'd be a crazy sequence of events for Steve Rogers, right? Going from everything that he went through in Endgame, going back in time, going back to the Battle of New York, fighting his doppelganger self, having a Tesseract stolen from that Loki, and that same Loki who got away with the Tesseract during Endgame is the one who now shows up on his doorstep to say, hey, you really done messed up with the multiverse. Then we see the other group of 616 heroes meeting Shuri and M'Baku in the water-cleared ocean-floor desert. We see Ben Grimm, Sue Storm, John Walker, Bucky, Joaquin Torres, Falcon, and Ava Star Ghost are there. But if half of the heroes we saw in Avengers Tower go to the X-Mansion, I think this other half goes to Talokan, or the part of Talokan that's now in Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Now, what else might be important about Talokan specifically? Well, in Black Panther Wakanda Forever, we saw some kind of glowing energy source coming out of that underwater structure Talokan that was part of a deleted sequence that they didn't explore more fully in the movie. Since there was no natural sunlight that reached that ocean floor, I think they're drawing that power from the planet's core, the same planet core that Reed Richards has on the screen in the Avengers Tower penthouse. So I think Dr. Doom might be using that same energy source, and they just need to control it maybe to reverse the incursions. Back in the mansion, we see Reed Richards in his white jacket, his arm stretched out to restrain Sam's shield. Shang-Chi stands behind Reed, and the robot Herbie is to the right of Sam. I mean, Herbie even being there with them supports my theory that Reed needs some extra tech support to hack into Cerebro. On the window, you can see the Charles Xavier family crest with a blue X, from which Charles likely derived the X-Men logo, and you can also see the Latin motto of Fiat Lux lux fiat vis, or let there be light, let there be strength, the first word spoken by God in the book of Genesis to breathe existence into the universe, and a prayer that mankind, and perhaps mutant kind, will have the strength to survive. But dipping beneath Reed's outstretched arm, limbo style, is Yelena Belova, gun drawn, and we see her opponent, Mystique. Rebecca Romaine is back playing shapeshifter Raven Darkholme. Jennifer Lawrence took over the character as they explore the younger era of the X-Men in the later films, but the way Days of Future Past left the timeline altered, older Mystique never got depowered in the events of X-Men The Last Stand, and she was still part of Magneto's mutant brotherhood, and now seems to be in alliance with the X-Men. Actually, technically, she would still be posing as Senator Kelly. She has an updated appearance, shorter red hair, and a white top, instead of defaulting to nude, and a lighter blue skin with dark spots. But the way she shapeshifts remains the layered scales effect that always looks so good, far better than any of the granular scroll shapeshifting that the MCU attempted years later. Mystique catches Yelena's baton and shapeshifts into her. So now we have two Yelenas with their hands around each other's throats. A similar visual to what Yelena had to go through in her Void of Shame in Thunderbolts. Charles Xavier emotionally embraces Ian McKellen's Magneto. There have been various reports that we will see Magneto destroy New Jersey in this movie, from Ian McKellen himself in a few interviews, but Joe Russo and Kevin Feige told Entertainment Weekly that McKellen might have misspoke, saying, I don't think he destroys New Jersey, but there's a New Jersey presence. But if that does happen, it would be a reference to the 2009 Ultimatum story when Magneto reverses Earth's polarity. A lightning storm appears above New York City and a tsunami wipes out Manhattan. Scott Lang kisses the forehead of his daughter Cassie Lang. Catherine Newton confirmed that she will also be joining the cast of the film. And the fact that both of these characters are in this movie suggests to me that they're going to have to, at least in part, reference the conflict with Kang the Conqueror from Quantumania. I don't think they're going to say the name Kang, but I think they're going to refer to those other events generally. Then we see Johnny Storm hugging his sister Sue. There's a fiery light engulfing them, so maybe we're seeing the end of the movie. The beginnings of the horrific things that Dr. Doom does to Johnny Storm as Battleworld forms. He turns Johnny Storm into the literal son of this world. Then two shots of the ocean-cleared desert region suggest that Sue Storm is nodding to Shuri as she does the Wakandan salute and boards the Royal Wakandan ship. Then Sam Wilson lands on the floor of the X-Mansion during this fight with the X-Men. Gambit flips from the high balcony and strikes his glowing staff on the ground, causing a purple shockwave at the feet of Shang-Chi. On the floor around him are Sam Wilson, Mystique, who's still fighting Yelena, and Reed Richards. Then the shot that ended teaser number 3, Cyclops angrily releases a wide aperture optic blast as Sentinels stomp around him. One severed Sentinel head is to the right here. Why does Cyclops seem so hopeless? Well, there's some thought that Doom might have taken his son or daughter, Nathan Summers, aka Cable, or Rachel Summers.
Alright, chat, my bad, I'm back now. I have to do something.
Sue looks drained here as she emits her force field as the wall of seawater churns around her. And then we see Namor flying fast around that wall in the cleared out area. I think they might be trying to extract this telecom region from the newly forming battle world, and I think they're gonna fail.
Another battle. Another broken phone. I created the world's lightest bolt.
Lemonade is changing insurance, starting with filing claims with a tap. That's smart insurance right there. Wait, can I see that app again? Protect your stuff, car, pet, and more. Sign up at lemonade.com.
Then the money shot of the trailer. Thor recreates his epic leap and the attack with the same weapon that he used against Thanos in Infinity War, and even this time smartly aims for the head. Stormbreaker was designed to be a god killer and did surpass the combined power of all 6 Infinity Stones. So for Dr. Doom to simply stop all of that power with just 2 armored fingers, it gives us a sense of the power scale compared to Thanos. Actually, speaking of Thanos, God Emperor Doom memorably does this to Thanos in Secret Wars number 8. In a 2025 Shanghai Disney Expo laser show depicted Dr. Doom doing the same thing to Thanos. So we might see it in this movie. if you're interested, like I am, in revisiting Thanos in Avengers Infinity War, New Rockstars is like 35 episodes deep in our Road to Doomsday weekly Marvel Rewatch podcast series. Specifically, this Saturday morning, we're going to be revisiting Avengers Infinity War. So be sure to watch that episode and all the past episodes, because trust me, we've been having some interesting conversations there. So Doom, even blocking Thor's lightning like this, might be recreating Billy Tan's artwork for Thor number 605 from 2009. In this storyline, Thor avenges his Asgardian people after Doom experimented on them in Latveria. And notice the rune on Doom's gauntlet. Doom rune! This is the same symbol that was on Doom's throne at the recent Billy World event in Shanghai this year, and the rune that was projected with green lasers at that Shanghai Disney Expo last year. And I think this is the deeper magic that Doom knows that overpowers all types of science and magic from our heroes. And notice how each